ombong menggerang rantau budal mandang nyusah. Yo gundul kesana kesering ngampet kendul. Kendul tela-telo tampak lo yo. Jangkau jalannya miring-miring itu yo belum selesai menang.
I representing what is human resource planning. Human resource planning is about when a company has more than one position, it becomes necessary to find and maintain an adequate amount of employees. Human resource planning is one way to do that. Human resource planning also refers to the process of matching the right employee for a specific and given job without staffing too few or too many people. This takes a great deal of planning and foresight to successfully achieve their goals. Next, steps in human resource planning process. As we know, any process, there are several steps you should follow if your organization decides to begin human resource planning. 1. Analyze organizational objective. Determine what is that your organization wishes to accomplish in the next year or so, whether that's growing by 5% or reducing turnover by 10%. Make sure your objectives are concrete and attainable. Second, inventory current human resources. Take a look at your current human resource setup. Is your department adequately staffed? Are they trained in HR-related issues? This is because human resource management need to recruit new employees and train them with knowledge about current issues that related with human resources in their organizational. Third, forecasting demand and supply of human resource. Consider what the demand and supply for your product, manpower, and human resources may be over the next year. Fourth, estimating manpower gaps. Once you know what the supply and demand for manpower will be, you can estimate where the gaps and surpluses will occur. 5. Formulate the human resource action plan. Using that information, you can then begin to come out with a concrete and actionable plan to address your human resource needs. 6. Integrating or implementing the plan. Turn your words into action by integrating your plan into your organization's culture. 7. Monitoring, control, and feedback. You can evaluate as you go, solicit feedback, and recruits an existing employee, and we can adjust the plan accordingly for the best result. So, in a nutshell, we can conclude that using these steps in human resource planning process in organization will sequence in order to achieve the end of the goals. It can develop a strategy that enables the company to successfully find and retain enough qualified employees to meet the company's goals.
Next, I will go through about the features of human resources planning. A successful human resource planning strategy may look different from organization to organization. It should, however, have some common features, which are well-defined objectives. As with any type of planning, it's important to clearly define your objectives. Make your goals concrete and actionable. For example, it's better to say, we are going to hire 2 new employees in the IT department by May. Then we need to beef up the IT department this year. Second is determining human resource needs. It is also important to know what your HR department requires in order to reach your objectives. The needs of the HR department should be determined and met so that there are no roadblocks to meeting your goals. Moreover, keeping manpower inventory. It involves maintaining an available inventory of qualified manpower. This can be a huge benefit in the event of turnover or sudden growth. Fourthly, another point is adjusting demand and supply. One of the more trying features of human resource planning is the adjusting of supply and demand. When there is a demand for the product or service, the workforce must adapt. When demand decreases, the workforce must again adapt. A savvy HR person knows how to plan and adjust accordingly. Lastly, creating proper work environment. It also involves creating an atmosphere that is conducive to productivity in the office. This can pertain to training, development, or even just ensuring the basic safety and security needs of employees are met. To conclude, human resource planning is both long-term and short-term in nature. Just like trading, which is long-term and short-term depending on the need of the hour, human resource planning keeps long-term goals and short-term goals in view while predicting and forecasting the demand and supply of human resource.
For the benefits of human resource planning, the primary purpose of human resource planning is to prepare for the future by reducing organizational uncertainty in relation to the acquisition, placement, and development of employees. Human resources planning is done to achieve the optimum use of human resources and to have the right types and correct number of employees to meet organizational goals. I will explain more about these benefits. The first point is a better view to the business decision. Human resource planning leads to a better overall view of the business decisions by employees and the public. The actions taken by the organization become systematic and process-oriented, thus taking personal feelings out of the equation. Besides, retaining top talents. When a human resource plan is thoughtfully executed, organizations can better retain top talents. As any organization knows, getting a talented individual hired in is only half the battle. Incentivizing them to stay can be another matter entirely. Third is addressing the organization's manpower needs. Human resource planning identifies a company's need with regard to manpower, thus allowing the organization to effectively address them. Next, minimum cost. Attracting and retaining talent costs money. There's no getting around it. Human resource planning, however, allows organizations to minimize the money they spend on these areas, thus reducing costs overall and leading to more efficient operations. The other point is ensuring that the right people are hired. A solid human resource strategy helps organizations attract the right person for the job. This is especially important for any type of specialized position, where a specific background or knowledge is required, but it can also extend to more general positions. Finding an employee with the right attitude, for example, can greatly improve the experience of customers at a convenience store. Subsequently, facilitating expansion programs. If your business plans to expand, human resource planning can help your business prepare to do so with minimal growing pains. If you know there are going to be 6 openings coming up in the next year, you can begin to recruit for them now instead of waiting until it is too late. Furthermore, training employees. Even the right employee for the job cannot counteract a lack of training. Human resource planning considers training an important part of recruitment and retention process. The last point of these benefits is managing employees. Employee management can be a challenge for any organization, big or small. A solid human resource plan ensures the right employees are placed in management roles.
Let's move to the next point, which is the importance of human resource planning. A holistic approach to HR planning is important for a number of reasons. The first one is assessing future personnel needs. It requires an organization to consider things such as turnover and anticipated growth. This process allows the organization to determine accurate hiring goals. The second one is foundation for other HR functions. Other facets of human resource management, such as training and benefits, directly hinge on the hiring process. The third one is investment perspective. It is an investment in your organization. It does take money to hire and retain HR staff, but trying to operate without a functional HR department, it would cost much more in the long run. The next, expansion and diversification plans. If your organization plans to expand, human resource planning can help achieve that. Likewise, if you need to diversify your workforce, it may require some degree of planning. The last one is employee turnover. Turnover is stressful for an entire company. Proper HR planning can greatly reduce this stress by anticipating turnover before it happens, leading to more continuous and consistent staffing. Okay, what I can conclude from my point of view is the organization can enhance their empowerment, like giving them employment security and organize some participation programs for employees. Empowerment is based on the idea that providing employees with the resources, authority, opportunity, and motivation to do their work, as well as holding them accountable for their actions. It will make employees happier and more proficient. In other words, allowing employees to take leadership of their roles results in high impact and positive long-term effects for the company and its individuals. When companies provide employees with enough support individually and professionally, they also integrate employees more closely into the company mission.
For the conclusion, we want to sum it up that human resource planning is an important part of a holistic approach to human resource management. A good plan allows your organization to anticipate turnover and future staffing needs, adapt to change, and to grow, among other things. Winging your approach to human resource can work in the short term, but a solid human resource plan is necessary for true and manageable growth. If your organization does not have a plan yet, consider putting one together today. So, that's all from our group. Thank you.